Yes, foreign nationals are permitted to open restaurants in Switzerland. However, the process and requirements differ significantly depending on the applicant's nationality, with a more straightforward path for citizens of European Union, EU, and European Free Trade Association EFTA countries compared to those from other nations. For EU EFTA nationals, the journey to self-employment is facilitated by the Agreement on the Free Movement of Persons. They can generally establish a business by registering with the local cantonal authorities and providing proof of their self-employed activity. This evidence can take the form of a detailed business plan or an entry into the commercial register. In contrast, for non-EU EFTA citizens, often referred to as third country nationals, establishing a restaurant involves navigating a more rigorous application process. Unless they already possess a valid C permit, permanent residence, or are the spouse of a Swiss citizen or a C permit holder, which grants them an automatic right to set up a business, they must apply for a specific permit for self-employment. The core of this application is the requirement to prove their business will have a lasting positive economic impact on Switzerland. Individuals from countries outside the EU EFTA bloc who wish to open a restaurant in Switzerland must typically obtain a residence permit, Permit B, that allows for self-employment. The application is submitted to the canton authorities where the business will be located. A crucial element of this application is a comprehensive business plan. This business plan must convincingly demonstrate that the restaurant will have a lasting positive effect or influence on the Swiss labor market. This can be shown by proving the business will contribute to the diversification of the regional economy, create jobs for local staff, make substantial investments, or generate new orders for the Swiss economy. Furthermore, the approval for a self-employment permit is subject to annual quotas. Beyond the business plan, applicants must also meet specific personal and professional requirements. They need to show they have sufficient startup capital to fund their venture and demonstrate that they possess the necessary qualifications and experience to successfully run the restaurant. A specific category exists for cross-border commuters from neighboring countries. If you hold a permit for a neighboring country, you may be able to set up a business in Switzerland under certain conditions. These typically include having a permanent residence permit in that neighboring country and having lived in a border area for at least 6 months. A key stipulation is that you must return to your main residence in your neighboring country at least once a week. Regardless of nationality, several key steps are involved in opening a restaurant in Switzerland. The process begins with conducting a thorough market analysis to ensure the viability of your concept. Following this, creating a detailed business plan is essential, not only for permit applications, but also for securing funding and guiding your operations. The next step involves choosing and registering the appropriate legal structure for your company, such as a limited liability company, LLC, or a corporation. The business must then be registered in the Swiss Commercial Registry. An online portal is also available for administrative processes. The restaurant industry is regulated at the cantonal level, meaning requirements for licenses and permits can vary significantly between different regions. Essential permits typically include a food service license and, if applicable, a license to sell alcohol. All restaurant owners must adhere to strict hygiene and food safety regulations, which includes the implementation of a HACCP, hazard analysis and critical control points concept to ensure food safety. In some cantons, professional qualifications are mandatory. For instance, in cantons like Geneva, obtaining an operating license requires a cafetiere diploma or a Federal Certificate of Capacity, CFC, in a relevant culinary trade. Courses and examinations for these qualifications are available, though they are usually conducted in one of Switzerland's national languages. If the owner does not possess the required patente or license, it may be possible to hire a manager who does. This entire framework is built on Switzerland's dual system for foreign entrepreneurs. EU EFTA citizens benefit from the Agreement on the Free Movement of Persons, allowing them to become self-employed with relative ease. They generally need to apply for a B permit, which is valid for 5 years, and provide evidence of their self-employment, such as a business plan or VAT number. Conversely, non-EU EFTA citizens face a more stringent process. Unless they hold a C permit or are married to a Swiss citizen or C permit holder, they must go through the detailed application process to demonstrate the value of their business to the Swiss economy. In conclusion, while the opportunity to open a restaurant in Switzerland is available to all foreign nationals, prospective restaurateurs from non-EU EFTA, countries should be prepared for a more demanding and competitive application process for a self-employment visa. A well-researched and detailed business plan is paramount to success.